Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. I don't know where he's at.
Lil Rel is here.
Lil Rel is here. What's up, Lil Rel?
What? People gotta stop doing this Birdbox challenge.
Are you tired of the Birdbox challenge now?
Netflix has to make a whole announcement about it.
Well, I just don't want nobody to hurt themselves, man. People doing like really crazy stuff. Like it's somebody that drove blindfolded the other day and crashed into somebody else's car trying to drive with just a GPS.
Yeah, I seen that.
That is so dumb.
That's stupid. It don't even go with the movie. The only reason we did that because everybody was dead.
That is true. Take this off. Let me see. All right, yeah, everybody was dead in the movie.
Everybody was dead.
Well, superstar Lil Rel is here.
Superstar Lil Rel's in the building.
Man, we have seen this progress happening, and right now
real
it's
time.
amazing to see where Lil Rel is at in his career.
Yeah, this has been a good. I'm really happy. Like this is probably the happiest I've ever been. I was so happy. I took a trip. I went to Maui by myself for the
By yourself?
for the holidays. Yeah, from Christmas Eve to January 2nd.
What do you mean by yourself? Like no
like
family?
alone, just me. I called my kids like, look, I need to take a trip alone. They understood, and they
Right.
little, but they was like, Dad, you been working hard. I said, that's why y'all gonna get everything from me.
So what did you do by yourself?
Man, I was in the ocean. I walked the beach. I did a lot of writing.
You must have looked lonely as hell walking on the beach by yourself.
No,
You wanted some
first of all,
alone
it's
time.
white people. White people love to talk to you. They make you join their groups. I went to a luau by myself. It's like, you're with us now. Like, I didn't. All right.
And they all know you because I
Well, you know,
mean,
some black people. It's so funny. It's a weird thing when black people come speak to you like, "Hey, man, we know you're on vacation. You look like you alone. We ain't
we
trying
don't
to
want to blow
bother
your
you.
spot.
Right.
We don't want to blow your spot up. I mean, that's what it'd be
That's
like.
what they say.
We don't want to blow your spot up. But if you need some help, because it look like they just grabbing you, we got you.
Just wink twice if you need us to come.
Wink twice if you need our help.
Now let's talk about Birdbox.
Yeah.
That was a surprise.
You know what's crazy? Me and Trevante saw it cut together, and even though I did the movie and I read the script and I read the book, I was still on the edge of my seat. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be good. I felt the same way I felt after I saw Get Out for the first time. I just thought it was good.
You've been doing some good picks on what to work on. Now, Evan, you said you didn't even really think it was that good.
I didn't
In all fairness.
I didn't love the movie.
I liked it.
I didn't love it. It was a good, you know what it was?
It's entertaining.
It was so much hype around it. I think if I would have just seen it without the hype, I would have liked it more. But with the hype and the Netflix, I was like, oh, I want to watch it.
Well,
And I
this
You might
thing-
not have watched it without
But that's
the
the
hype.
thing about it too. The hype wasn't necessarily like this is a great movie. I think people was excited to be entertained.
Right.
And that's what it was. I mean, like we went away from just making entertaining movies. They don't have to be, because people do overanalyze. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Bro, you tripping?" Like,
Now, yes, I'm glad you said that because I want you to analyze the movie for us because
Yeah.
I retweeted something that somebody wrote that said that the Bird Box was about white people and the oppression of black people. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that. And then people were like, all right, Angela, relax.
yeah, I think people overthinking it. Like even like we never saw the monster. We don't know how it started. I'm like, bro, first of all, what I loved about the script was that is from the perspective of the people. So if they shut down radio and TV and we have no idea what's happening, whatever those people in that house think was happening is just what we think,
Right.
without even having no real details. So I love the fact, and then I love the fact that I died in the movie, which that was another thing. People was
Yeah,
like,
people were so mad the black man died.
Why you
That
do
was
that?
mad. Why the black man had
Why
to
you
die?
kept? First of all, I was the fifth person to die.
And then he had to, and then to find
And
out
I
to
saved
sacrifice
people.
himself for
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Me and Trevante, we saved. Well, Trevante really why I'm dead. 'cause he
Sacrificing
kept
the
trying to help
black man
everybody.
Yeah.
to save the white woman.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. We overthinking that, man. Like, come on, y'all. This is like, first of all, it ain't Scream 2, where they died right in the beginning of it, before the credits even came on.
But you made me believe your character.
I had to believe that character.
Like they made you seem like you were scared.
No, I really,
really was?
that was the first character I've ever done where I had to become and believe whatever was happening to do it. A lot of stuff I've been able to do so because it was a lot like me, but this guy was like an introvert and kind of like really into his own world, insecure, believed everything he was saying. So I shot that information thing twice. I shot the first as an actor, I did it or whatever. And Susanna, our director, she was like, well, you have to believe it. You have to believe what you're saying. I'm like,
Is that how she sounds?
that's how she talks.
Is that called method acting?
Yeah, I had to like stop talking to my family. Because they had us all in this house. So at one point we all believed what was happening. The houses was like, we didn't know what the weather was outside. We'd be in there for hours. We didn't know if it was night and day. They wouldn't let us go to our trailers. Like at lunch, we ate there. And we didn't know she was doing that on purpose, but she did. She actually made us be around each other on purpose. So it was like really being there. So I think the way everybody looked in the movie, where we all looked scared or close, it's because we was around each other the whole time. Yeah.
And you also, besides Birdbox, which was a huge, huge hit for Netflix, you also have your own show, your own sitcom.
I had so much fun doing that this year. I'm so thankful.
Based loosely on your life. On your life, your wife leaves you for the barber.
Yeah.
Any problems with that though? Like, cause is it?
Your hair looks fresh though.
Oh, thank you. No, it wasn't no problems. I mean,
it's a lot of reality.
But as the season went on, it was just more other stuff. Like my mom episode was very personal to me to write and do. You know, the one that she passed away in 2009. So to do this episode dedicated to her and me having a surreal moment of talking to her, and that's probably, and my son played the little version of me, and it was one of the toughest things and dopest things I've ever done, writing and performing. So I got a chance to do a lot of personal stuff in this show, and I hope we get a season 2, man, because there's so much more that I want to do with it, and you kind of get your chops as you do it. You know how to run a show and produce it, and like I had to learn a lot. I learned a lot about being in charge. You ask to be in charge, but it's a lot, and it made me even change my lifestyle. Really doing, I stopped drinking and everything just because. After doing stuff like that, you realize how focused you got to be if you really want to be. I want to be one of the best level, to do this and like stand up, which is why I'm here at Caroline's this weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm getting ready for my next special, but I'm really ready to prove that I think I'm really good at this, as acting and writing and stand up, and I want to be able to be compared to the best.
You see the progress from the pilot too.
Yeah.
Then from the rest and then as the episodes go on, you're like, oh, okay, now we in a groove.
Yeah, you get your foot, because people, you try not to do so with the audience make you like, we want you to do the next Martin and do this. Like, I just want to do the show I want to do, like what I think is funny, and I like a lot of heart in my stuff and real lessons and real conversations.
Absolutely.
And once again, I love bringing up the mom episode. It was talking about going to therapy and all those different things. So. I get where art needs to help people, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to necessarily just do anything just silly. That's not my thing. And as you can see, so far with the movies I pick, I'm not just picking silly things to do.
You've been doing some good picks, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going to Sundance with a movie. Brittany Runs a Marathon I did with Jillian Bell. That's another good movie, and it's a lot different. It's not a thriller, but it's a dramedy, and it's really. But once again, people are like, yo, I think they're gonna be blown away by the character I play in there, and so I'm just doing different stuff, man. Like I'm not trying to be in a box.
Birdbox.
You was gonna say that.
What was the toughest episode for you to do? Was it the one about your mom?
Yeah, because it was based on a real voicemail she left me, and it's just a lot. And I was very open and naked in that, and it was tough doing that in front of audience and like legit crying. Like I was like. I'm glad my kids was there that week actually for that, because I needed their little hugs afterwards and energy, but I was really like in it. And it was very interesting to relive. And I think doing this whole season of this show, I had to relive a lot of moments that I may have put to the side or left alone. So emotionally it was funny, but at the same time it was kind of tough. Like, I'm bringing up old stuff I thought I buried or whatever. So
it's therapeutic.
It was very therapeutic. And I helped so many people with stuff like that. I got so many amazing messages and stuff from people and that went through the same thing or didn't know how to get through it, and that made me feel good, and that's why I wanted to do the show I'm doing.
When do we find out if there's a season 2?
They got till June to let us know, but it's just tough over there at Fox. Disney bought Fox, and there's so many changes and moving parts.
What you think about your time slot and everything?
If they give another black dude a deal, then I know I'm out.
So what about Birdbox too? I mean, you wouldn't be in it because you're dead, but
it looks like they're gearing up. But
what if I wasn't dead?
Ooh, yeah.
What if that wasn't his blood?
What if that wasn't your blood?
Yeah, what if it wasn't? So I hate sequels, man. I don't want us to do a sequel. Now I don't mind a prequel, like to seeing what
really, yeah,
so,
how it started.
A baby Birdbox.
Same thing with Get Out. If they did a prequel to it, that's interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. And were you surprised that the Birdbox numbers was when that went to Netflix? Was it one of those things you'd be like, whatever, and then it just blew up and you was like, holy shit?
Well, Netflix is amazing. I mean, it was so funny. People was like, man, this movie's so good, it should have been in regular theaters. I'm like, well, they wouldn't have been able to pay all of us. Mm-hmm. Like, Netflix has money.
True.
If that
And
movie
Lil
was,
Rel's price is phenomenal, is astronomical right now.
I did not say that.
You said they would have been able to pay all of you.
Yeah, they would have paid all of us as an ensemble. One of us would have got it. It would have just been Sandy Bullock and whoever else you don't even know. But no, I think I was in Maui when I was like, what's going on?
You seen all the memes.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening? And then Sandy called me, Sandra Bullock, and she was like,
Sandy called
okay,
me.
I see you.
Sandy reached out to me. I
Come
said,
on,
hey,
guy.
Sandy, how you doing, mama?
come on, yeah, Sandy's good people.
Yeah, all right.
She hit me up and she was excited and just thanking me, and I'm just like, no, thank you for letting me be a part of this. But it was a team effort, man. Everybody, we're like still blown away by that, and I didn't think all the memes thing would happen. Now, that's weird, man. I don't know how
But
many
that was a
times
good thing.
I
That's
know,
what
but
really helped it.
I'm just saying, for me to be like memed up twice, like, I started seeing the meme of my Get Out character and this dude say, it's just very fascinating. I'm like, I did that twice.
So now we see you going on vacation by yourself,
Yeah.
got your own TV show starring in Netflix's biggest movie ever.
Yeah.
You done stopped drinking, you
Yeah.
slimmed up.
Yeah, I work out every day. I didn't realize how like that would just like it's so funny too. I watched the Soulja Boy interview, and I'm like, who does this dude remind me of? I couldn't even sleep about it. Right? I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I'm not lying.
And by the way, it's Soulja Boy. You spelled it Soldier Boy.
Whatever, man. It's however I want to. I know it's hard to misspell names. I don't care who the rapper is. You know what I mean? I still spell Raekwon's name the best way I can. But I thought about it, and I'm like, who he reminds me? And I was like, oh, he reminds me of Lil Richard.
Lil Richard?
Lil Richard. You remember Lil Richard used to go crazy about people's, I started everything. This is what it is. I did it all, James Brown, all of them got it from me. I was like, oh. So I found a clip of an interview with Lil Richard, and then I put the Soulja Boy clip back to back on my Instagram. Because it's the same thing.
And sometimes you got to point it out to people, right? If they're not giving you your props, you got to be like, I did this, I did that.
That was one of the funniest things. I'm like, he is Little Richard.
Did you feel like, man, these things that Soulja Boy did that I didn't even realize?
But he used to be a chill kid. You remember he was chill
very
when
I don't know if he was
first
ever
came
chill.
out?
His
He was
first big
shy
hit was
and quiet.
Yeah, he
Superman.
was.
That
Yeah,
hoe.
nah,
That's
even-
not very chill.
He was quiet
Even
and
when
shy.
we were showing him, because that's what we don't realize about the internet. It's easy to entertain when you're recording, but when you're in person, he was really shy. I remember being on 106 Apart, being real like, oh man, thank y'all, this is great. And now it's like, what? I started it all. Like, oh damn, when did that happen?
Now, you're from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
so I want to ask you if you've seen the R. Kelly documentary.
You just missed Sparkle.
Yeah, you just missed
I
it.
just,
here.
oh yeah, I just.
He just met her.
Oh, you met
Yeah,
her? Okay.
and she's cool. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, I'm not. First of all, I stopped listening to R. Kelly music like 10 years ago.
Why?
See?
Cause it's just outside of personal experiences or whatever, and not necessarily within what he's been,
What do you mean by
everybody's talking about.
personal experience?
He's just a tripped out guy.
So you know him personally.
No, I didn't say that. I've ran
You said
into him.
personal experience.
Personal experience of
Okay.
running into him or seeing. I never liked
His vibe.
his. Yeah, I didn't like his energy. Even I think last year we was all at a party and then like he sent somebody over and like, yo, Rob want to meet you. I'm like, okay, I am. I'm not gonna come over there because you sent somebody over here to talk to me, bro. We all in the same VIP section. Just come say hi.
Rob wants to meet you.
No, but no, it's just stuff like that. Like
He
I don't-
flew
I don't-
Envy out.
I don't- for real.
Yeah.
He got flued out.
That's light skin.
This was a long. First of all, it was a long time ago. He called, his peoples called me up and said he wanted me to host a mixtape back in the day. And he flew me from New York to Chicago. And then he left me in the hotel for 3 days straight.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't have money at the time, so I couldn't even change the flight. So I just sat there.
I did the Trap in the Closet. Remember he did the Trap in the Closet?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was a stand-in for the cop, right? The Mike. I was one of the stand-ins.
Right,
Me and my
right.
little brother. I got him a job or whatever. And one of his background dancers was doing stand-in work too, and she was just cool, really nice. And the first day, all of us just hit it, and we just talking. And I'm not making this up, man. And then I swear to you, we was talking. Me and her was talking, and he was looking
Uh-oh.
like he had a problem with it, right? And it's like, I'm just starting a comedy. This ain't like no big deal. We just all talking. We all stand-ins.
Right.
The next day, I go to speak to her like, hey, what's up, man? Good morning, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I can't talk to you no more.
Damn.
I said, why? She said, my boss told me I can't talk to you no more, right? So then she goes back over there with him, and then he makes another face. I'm like, yo, this dude's a maniac. And this is years ago. So I'm just saying, like, it's always been this controlling thing when it comes to him. And I know some people look at it all the way. You wouldn't do that. You know, you got people working for it. But I'm like, dude, we all stand-ins. It was just a conversation. I didn't even have any money. Like, I could maybe pull it. I don't know. We were just talking.
Right.
So I just thought all that stuff was always weird. And then the music and, you know.
The rumors.
That Boondocks episode was always powerful to me. For me, I was like, yeah. That makes sense. And then you start listening to the lyrics and it's like, who is he singing to? Because it doesn't sound like he's singing to an adult woman. You know, even with the sound of the tracks
and I'm sure in Chicago,
it was a lot, man.
You heard things too.
But people supported him.
Yeah,
and that's why I had to stop telling people
that you don't.
I used to get into arguments about it. I was like, you know, so let me just be on my own thing. I'ma just shut up. And like to watch that, and that's not. I'm not even jumping on a bandwagon of what's going on. I do think it's weirdly disgusting that we like get mad at the victims for finally saying something.
I think that's crazy
absolutely.
too.
People
I
like,
agree
man,
with you.
they doing it for the money. Lifetime ain't got no money.
And and when you do things like that, it really makes other victims not want to come forward.
That's
and people
exactly
always
what's
want to know,
happening.
why did she wait so long? Why did this person? Because women don't feel empowered to be able to say, this powerful person did this to me, because people say, oh, she's trying to get money. It's a money play. They say, oh, she lying on him.
They not getting a dime. Honestly, they getting more critics. They not getting it. They just, if somebody's telling you that nobody's going to believe you, and it was easy for him to say that because he beat his case.
Right. But they ain't gonna say it's a lie.
So it's like, hey, you see what happened? Nobody gonna listen to you. And if somebody telling you that, why wouldn't you believe that?
And imagine as one of the women had to come forward and be like, he gave me herpes and this happened. Like, nobody wants to have to come forward and put that information out there publicly.
I don't want to see any black man go down for whatever reason, but this is not the case. I think this is something that, as a community, that we've always pushed to the side.
Absolutely.
Is these old dudes that showed up at the high school hollering at the like, we've seen this.
That's exactly. And people were trying to justify it like, well, we all know that used to happen. Oh, you
Doesn't
didn't
make-
talk to older
that don't
guys.
make it right.
So
Right.
what? Those guys are wrong and disgusting for that.
Well, them dudes and you got to think about the era of that, especially in the 90s, where like a lot of the dads was locked up. A lot of, like, it was easy to kind of do a lot of this stuff, right? If your mom's working all these hours, and it was, and I know this from personal, just seeing, you know, it was like girls in our neighborhood growing up that you knew was with like, oh, dang, dude, how's he, like the finest girl we thought was fine, our age.
Right.
And we couldn't get her because she was dating somebody like 19, 20, 21 years old. You know, and it's always been, that's why The Color Purple, out of any movie that hit it as far as the black community and our problems, that movie for some reason don't get enough credit for every aspect. Even with Mr. trying to buy the daughters, and it's been like that. And I think we just kind of just put it to the side. Like,
That's kind of what Birdbox is about.
Sure.
In a way. Some people can analyze it like that, because
I
they
like
did
that.
a lot of R. Kelly Birdbox memes about how we turned a blind eye to all the
We
things
did.
that...
Nah, we did turn the blind
That's
eye, bro.
interesting. I think so. I just think I'm happy that people are able to speak their truth. That's all. And it ain't like,
Even though they're getting slandered
even
and
though they get
attacked,
slandered, it's just, it is what it is.
we got to support each other.
We got to support each other, and we can't. I mean, I think, you know, when and this, I'll leave it alone, but even when he's admitted to some things happening to him, you know, I think somebody told him that nobody would believe him. You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
the fact that it was allegedly his sister, he might have felt like, no, mom's not gonna believe my sister's touching me. You know what I mean?
I think it's crazier than that in their family, because they all, if you just hear them all talk, it's like,
Right.
yo, something really happened. That was more than one thing with y'all.
Yeah.
You know, so it's, you know, hurt people. And it's unfortunate, and I believe it's going to change. It's a lot, though, man. It's been a lot. Like, I've never seen so much attention on, like, everybody. He's not going to jail.
Every day is something else.
He ain't going to jail, though. I mean, he already
should.
beat
He
his
should.
case. He should, but he.
Now,
But
you
there
said
could
you
be a
seen him
new case
around.
that gets brought up if a woman from back then that was underage comes forward now that never came forward before and has evidence.
Let's think about this,
It could.
guys. If they make a documentary about you, at
Right.
this point, that means you got away with it. Like, if it, like, Cosby ain't even had a documentary yet. He just went to jail. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time, if they making a documentary afterward, they want the people to kind of just judge you. Like, you look at somebody like George Zimmerman, and we have all the details of what happened with him and Trayvon Martin, and you listen to everything like, how he's not in jail, but
Right.
he's not.
He'll go to jail for tax evasion or something else.
Maybe.
Now, you said you see R. Kelly around. Where did you see him at? Was it clubs? Was it McDonald's? Was it younger
Restaurants.
spots?
Wasn't necessarily around, but, you know, in Chicago, everybody out, though. You know, he's still a hood. This is the interesting thing about him. As amazing as he is as far as making these songs and having the hits, he never carried himself like you would see, like, Nas or like legends. like had a certain presence about him and like what they separate themselves from certain things. He kind of still he still wore a pellicoat and and braids, but it was always weird, man. Like, yo, when
He's also kind of detached from reality in order to do the things that he's done. He's just detached himself from.
Man, I've heard some stories, man, recently has been like not funny, but like crazy. Where it's like, oh,
He was at the club there last week.
yo, that's
crazy to me.
and singing,
The docuseries came out,
singing
he
with
was singing
all
at the
his
club.
might,
That's crazy.
and people, mamas is in there passing out.
Saying, take me hostage.
Take me hostage.
That's crazy.
That is insane,
Kind of
right?
society.
That's why, like, if this thing, R. Kelly, if you wanted all this to stop, just break up with the girls. Like, if he would have just sent them 2 girls home that's still with him. If I'm serious, if everybody like, oh, I got all these, I'll be like, hey, y'all gotta go home. Like, I get 2 other girlfriends. I ain't got time for this.
But the girls are saying they want to be there, so they can't.
It don't
no one
matter. He
do
can break up
anything.
with them. Get out of my house. You know what I mean? Like, get out. I don't want no more problems. Could y'all leave? But he won't do that, and that's what makes it look like, oh, maybe this is a little crazy.
Now, Katt Williams took some stabs at you,
Right.
right? Have you spoke to Katt before that or after that? And where did that come from?
First of all, I don't know where it came from. And then, you know what's weird? I saw him twice. I saw him back to back. Like, I saw him at the Emmys, and it was backstage, and Chappelle and him was talking, and Chappelle brought me over there like, Lil Rel, come over here and hang
You're
out.
like, no.
And I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? And I didn't care at the time because I was like, I didn't say anything about him. So it's like, if anybody gonna say something, it should be him.
Right.
But he was weird as he always is, and smoking, and he like did some weird creepy thing and creeped out the spot. And then
Creepy thing.
I saw him the next day. Chappelle threw. This thing about he talked about Chappelle too before. And now he's hanging out with him. You know, that's how
And
he
Tiffany
is.
Haddish, he talked about her.
That is
and
just
then-
that. I think it's just interesting that and it's so weird that he talked about us today. The day before that, me and Gerard was just talking about how funny he is. And I was the one that like I saw the interview or something, and I was like, I called Tiff and Gerard on my way to Fox. Like, man, y'all heard what this dude just said? Because they didn't even know
But
about
they
it.
didn't know what was going on.
No, I was like, yo, what is this? I saw something. I think I saw something about Tiffany, and I was like, what is this? And then I heard my name, like, what did I? Lil Rel's ugly. I'm like, what? Why did I got?
What to you? Yeah.
But that's another thing. First of all,
You're
I'm
not ugly.
but I don't care about a guy with a perm calling me ugly. Like, you living in Atlanta, I know you got to think you're fine. Because as long as you're a straight dude in Atlanta, yeah, you're going to pull a bunch of women. I mean, I'm just being straight up. I mean, so he's like, yeah, come
It's
to the mall.
definitely a
Like,
shortage.
bro, like, for real, like,
See, I didn't speak out. So,
I tried to call him.
oh, you tried?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, what's up? Like, what's wrong with you? You good? Because, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I worked really hard to get where I'm at. This is a crazy thing. You know how Facebook has a reminder of
I'm like,
stuff?
this is what happened 7 years ago.
Well, a couple years ago, I'm at a WNBA game, courtside, and he is there too. He walks over to me, said, Ray, I'm proud of you, man. You're doing your thing. And we took a picture. I posted that picture, and I got the caption, like, man, with Katt, like, I remember looking at that the other day, like, what did I do after this? You told me
just got caught up in the
congratulations, man.
limelight.
You doing good.
Well, you weren't the only
You said you
one.
was proud of me, man. I don't care.
Now I'm ugly? I don't get
Like,
it.
yeah, ugly.
He put you in the same category with Gerard and Kevin Hart, though. That, you know,
I mean, it's
successful.
Yeah, I don't like it's just, but it was the way he said it. It's like I don't want. First of all, I don't want no parts of whatever they all have going on too. A lot of them, the older guys have their own little quirms and beefs. We not on. None of us are on that, man. We all work with each other. We help each other out. We call each
As
other.
it should be.
And I mean, even like Donald, I saw Donald.
Donald Glover?
Donald Glover,
At the Emmys after party. He's like, man, my bad. My bad about Katt. I'm like, you don't have to apologize for him.
Well, he apologized
Because
to you for Katt?
because he brought him back.
Yeah, but that's not. He
In the
didn't know he
game.
was going to say
Well,
that.
he should have asked. He should have asked people why y'all ain't put Katt on nothing. Because he's crazy.
Because he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's talented, but he's crazy.
You know what's dope for you is that, and we had Kevin Hart up here the other day, and he's in the movie The Upside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's his first, like, kind of dramatic, different type of role for him because he's always done comedies. But you have already done those dramatic type of roles and not just comedies.
Yeah.
How important do you think that is for your career to not be in one genre?
Yeah, I just don't ever want to be in a box. I'm very observant to what.
Birdbox.
Oh my God.
You crazy, man.
And we still got that blindfold on?
I take it off.
I just want to just keep doing stuff that's different that I want to do. Like, and I'm very observant. I watch what Kevin's done, and Mike and Eddie and Bernie, and like I just start like Bernie Mac is somebody whose career that I very much enjoy his acting choices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've seen him in the Ocean's movie and the funny stuff. Like he was good. He was good in everything he was in. And it wasn't all the same. So I just didn't want to be caught up in doing. And believe me, I get the scripts too, like the ones that just like silly and whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know. And right now I've been in a great position where they got me writing my own stuff and. I'm working on a rom-com now. Well, I'm writing because I like romantic comedies.
Oh, that's sweet. You like rom-coms?
I love rom-com.
What's your favorite rom-com?
You know, it's so funny. So I'm
love
about to do a
rom-coms,
movie
too.
with this guy,
Uh-huh.
Ryan Reynolds. We're gonna do this movie called Free Guy,
Woo! Okay.
and definitely maybe. I love it's a beautiful because it's him telling his daughter the story of how he basically met her mother, and she needs to figure out which one of the ladies he's talking about is her mother. Just a beautiful, you know, I'm one of them softies,
That's
man.
nice.
So I like the
So
story.
you cry and stuff during movies?
You do.
If it's sweet enough, you know what I mean? Like, it got to be something that's real, like, oh, come on. I
Like
know
The
that.
Notebook and Titanic. You watch movies like that?
Yes, I have, but those are not the ones I get all like, oh, man.
Creed.
Now, Creed is
That's
Creed,
not a rom-com, Envy.
but it's not. But at the same time,
Did you cry
I'm
for
gonna
Creed?
tell you something. Though.
Envy
See, he
cried.
cried. He cried.
Te-
He-
Tess, her character, like I like a supportive. When you have a supportive woman, like you think about Regina Hall's character in what's the movie with Tom Cruise? Show Me the Money. What's
Jerry
the movie?
Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. Just her speech to him when he was in
yeah,
his. I
that was
like,
dope.
Oh, where are you? Where are you, lady?
Oh my
I
God, that
cried.
was
I cried during Creed. Right?
amazing.
Creed
No,
is-
I agree
Creed
with
is
you with
good.
Jerry Maguire too, though. I love that scene.
I love
I
it.
was on the plane with Yee, and I was crying. Right?
So we were going to LA. We were in first class. Okay, he's sitting across
She
the
wasn't
aisle
sitting
from
next to
me.
me.
I
We
wasn't-
way across
so
from each
look,
other.
I'm sitting there, got my blanket on. I'm chilling, watching me. I look over, Envy over there sniffling, wiping his eyes, crying. I was like, "Yo, what are you watching?"
She walks over. What are you watching, bitch? Why you crying? I was like, Creed. She's like, you crying over Creed?
I'm trying to think what part of Creed was like a sad.
Well, you know what? Guys in sports movies, we can't help it. You know what I mean? Like, I think about, I watch basketball championship, like,
And you
tapes
cry during those?
and get a little weary.
Yeah.
What?
I watch a Bulls 92 championship
Yes.
tape and be like, oh, God, I remember
Like,
this
oh my,
moment.
he made that shot. he
So-
jumping up, they all hugging him like they
When
waited.
Kevin Garnett's like, the dreams come true. Like, ah.
I like that. So you like rom-coms.
I'm
What
a-
about action? Would you want to do? You want to do action?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, like, I didn't, you know, I got a little muscle in my arm and everything now.
Yeah, I can see it through your jacket.
Yeah, I'm not playing, y'all. You're not gonna make me the best friend for my whole career. I want to be somebody.
Zoom in on his arm on the jacket.
I want to do my own version of. Stop doing that.
Look, he really trying to flex it now.
I'm not even trying to. Like,
gotta flex it.
I'm not like you. Act like I'm like. No, but I just want to, because I miss like those Beverly Hills Cops, and you know we got
Those
Bad
dope.
Boys 3 coming back, but it'd be fun to do something with somebody fresher, and
Right.
that's one of the things I'm working on now. That's why I'm trying to write everything. At this point, I get like, yeah, they'll offer you stuff, but the stuff you really want to do, you got to
You
write,
gotta
create
it
on your
yourself.
own.
Coming
Yeah.
to America 2 is coming. You excited for that?
Yeah, I mean, I read the premise. I had an ideal that, and I can say it now because now they're gonna do what they want anyway. But I thought they should have went to Zamunda. I think I would have loved
Zamunda?
if the kid was raised in America, and because Zamunda is such a beautiful place, and
Right.
he had to go back there
Like Black Panther.
to find his wife. Yeah, we could have saw Zamunda, how beautiful the people were. Him meeting is amazing. It'd have been different. It'd have been doper culturally and funny.
Maybe they are going to go to Zamunda in there.
Nah, that from what I heard, they going back because he got an illegitimate son. It's some extra kid. I read. I'm like, wait, what?
He was over there getting it in.
He was getting it in.
I
he
would have
got a
never
kid.
thought that when I saw the original
Yeah,
one.
not from the original. Maybe Arsenio Hall had a kid, you know, in the movie, but not. Eddie.
Well,
Eddie was
I think they're not
clean-cutting.
telling us what it is, but I would say this: I would be open to doing it. So if
I
you
would
got,
have no problem.
let because they should do look for people who I think when you cast or have people that do things that like that's why I like Creed so much. You know, Ryan, those guys, they did a good job writing that because they were Rocky fans, and if you're a Rocky fan, you like. This is a perfect transition into whatever. So I think if you bring in people who really love to come into American franchise, not just as a fan, but as a creative, man, I love to come in there. I think I'd be great.
That's
What
my
about the
favorite movie of
Candyman
all
remake?
time.
Because I love horror movies.
Oh my God. That's interesting. Like, cause I want to do another thriller because I like doing them. I'm starting to see that I like doing those now because it's
Yeah.
easier to be funny in
That's
them too.
my favorite genre is horror and thrillers.
I want to be a lead in one where I really get into the nitty gritty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
So,
don't
like,
die right away.
Don't die right away. I'm figuring out stuff.
like
I
the
got a
Haunting
gun.
of Hill House. That
Yeah, I want to get it in. So yeah, I hope the next thing I do thriller wise is gonna be like really like. Yeah, give me a gun. Let me kick down the door. Like, cause I love every character I've played, even though it's been funny, it's just been real. So it hasn't been like, cause the stuff they kept in Birdbox when they tried to get me to go to the grocery store, that was me kind of freestyling that, cause it was so tense. So I was just having fun at some point.
Right.
No, you know what I mean? Like,
You don't need me to go. Here's
I'm
the
not
keys.
going to that thing. You know, here's the keys.
I was so upset. You sacrificed yourself. I was like, no.
But he sacrificed himself in such a funny ass way, though.
Yeah.
It was funny,
He thought
but
about
I
it.
did my own stunt, guys.
Jumping into the fridge.
I really tackled that dude. I ran full. So this is the thing. It was a dude dressed and looked just like me. I didn't think about it at the time. Like, what this dude dressed with the vest on and look like me? Is he just a? I know who he is. I did my own. I ran full speed and tackled the dude because dude was like, "Hey man, tackle me." I'm like, "All right." I hurt my elbow trying to do this. And I didn't come to find out. Like the dude left. I'm like, he was like, "Yo, that was your stunt man. You wasn't supposed to."
Do that stuff.
You were supposed to do it. It was somebody here to do that. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, man. I'm like, did you get paid? Like, I'm good. I mean, you okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm
Thank you very much.
How's that
You didn't have
Easy
to
day
do
at
this,
work.
brother. They had me come here to do this for you. But I'm like, yeah, I Tom Cruised it. That's right.
Now, what about a love scene for you?
I've done it. I mean, you know, so my first love scene was Insecure when me and Yvonne.
That's right.
Yeah, we did. That was fun.
I bet it was.
Come on now, don't do that. She's happily booed up.
I know. I love Yvonne.
and then Uncle Drew, you know, I got the girl at the end, which I love. Once again, I'm a sports person, so that
Fanatic,
to hit the game when it's
You
shot,
cried, yeah.
and it was like, oh yeah, I get to kiss the girl, like, do that weird part where you notice the girl, like I'll be right back, everybody. Then you go do the girl kiss. I'm such a corny dude. Like I told you, I watch rom-coms, so like to have that moment of like, so I hit the shot, everybody cheer me on, and then I notice the girl, like I'll be right back, everybody. And then I stand on the stand and I kiss her. And yeah, that was nice.
But what about like naked sex scene, your butt showing?
If that's what you want to see, E?
That's what you want to see my
that's a
butt?
real love scene.
That'd be crazy. Why do y'all want to see it? I want to do, look.
What are you saying?
It's a lot of things I want to do when it comes to love making those scream. No, I'm almost scared I'll fall in love with whoever I would do
In
that
the
with.
scene?
Yeah, I hope they like already booed up or married or something, so I don't be like, hey, so you want to do this? I want to be together after this.
Feel like it's a movie.
We go together.
That happens a lot though, more
Yeah,
than you
we
think.
see.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think with the next, it's a couple films I'm about to do next where like, you know, I have a love interest. So we'll see what happens.
So Angela, you will get to see your butt.
You don't want to see my butt.
You've been working out. You've been showing your arm off.
I don't want to see my ass. I ain't getting no ass shot. My booty, what it is. It's still.
How is it? What I love is that Jess Hilarious
I love Jess.
is on your show. So talk about that process of actually casting her in that role.
Well, the thing about it, she earned it. You know, she did what everybody else did. She had a great audition. But you know what ended up being surprising to me once we started doing the show is how professional she is. Like she knew her lines before everybody. She studied everything. She's like, and she didn't have to do like doing rehearsals. She would put a script down, just try to remember. I'm like, yo, you're crazy. I'm not putting this script down. But I'm proud of her because of that. She became a really good professional actress, and she's really sweet. You know, I know she come off hard, but Jess is a sweetheart, and
I always see her on
actually miss her.
social media showing support to other women.
Absolutely.
she's so
Support to everybody,
dope.
too.
She's funny, and I can't wait to see more from her. I really hope she gets a lot of opportunity because she should be one of those actresses that get a lot of opportunities out here, and hopefully they stop just rotating the same people, and also get more opportunities for women of color.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do with my show. I put a lot of actresses. For some reason, like that, you know, the studio, like, oh, well, she's great. Oh, she's great. Every week they was like, oh, who is this? I'm like, yo, they here. They're working. I'm grabbing them from other shows.
I love what Regina King said about putting women like 50%. I think she said in everything that she works on.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, Issa does that. Like Issa's whole production, that's the first time I've ever seen like a woman doing like sound, a woman doing grips, like all these different things. as a guy, you feel uncomfortable. You look for like 3 other guys, like, yo, y'all want to sit with each other?
Now you know how women feel all the time,
Yeah,
right?
but I thought that was dope, though. I actually enjoyed it. And all the guys did, too. Like it'd be like me, Jay, and Prentice. And we'll be sitting there like, just to us talking, it's just us 3, really. We walk past, they go, woo, like, oh, wait a minute. Now, what y'all doing?
What about how is it working with Sinbad?
Sinbad
OG.
is, it's like having another father, to be quite honest with you. And he would text me every day after we tape, telling me how proud of me he is and for sticking to my guns. And even when I had times where I had to make some tough decisions, he'll always put me to the side like, man, I'm proud of you. We couldn't do a lot of the decision making you're doing at my time. And just he'll see me go to the writer's room and doing all this stuff. And he was just proud of me, man. And just, like, he had so many like real gems. To me, Sinbad is the most underrated legend of all time of comedy. He's still. I saw him do a show a few months ago, 3 hours. I was in tears the whole time. And he was talking about things, topical things today. He was freestyling. He's brilliant. So I really believe. I hope we give him more props, man. Like,
He comes up here often, man. We love to.
man, that dude is one of the greatest to ever do it, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. When we talk about the greatest comedians, he's never in that list, but he should be.
Right.
He should be.
Well,
And you're
Lil
gonna be at
Rel is at Caroline's this weekend.
How many
By the
shows you
way-
doing?
I'm doing 2 tomorrow, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday.
And you're setting it up for your special because you get preparing for the special?
Man, I'm so excited. I was in Atlanta last weekend, and I'm traveling every weekend somewhere. But this is really exciting, man, and I feel really good. I'm just excited. I think people forget that I did stand-up or didn't know it or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, oh, yeah, y'all forget I'm really good at it. You know what I mean? So
What's the name of the special?
it's going to be relevant, too. I just want to do it, too. Because it makes people go see the first one when you do it, too.
What are some things that you're going to be
Discussing.
touching on?
Oh, man, it's what my life is now with everything that's happened. I got a funny story about my son and a couple situations he's been in with my daughter. And just even, honestly, the Katt stuff, just a lot of stuff just happened to me that I'm just going to talk about. Right. And I'm excited about it. And it's just, this is a good time for me personally to be coming out with a special, just my style of comedy and how I do things. And not to be like that, not to be challenging everybody, but like, I really don't know. I'm really good at this. And that's how I got here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Through stand-up. So I just think now it's time for me to really show off that skill. So I've always been real chill and real like, I respect, everybody, but like, nah, I'm coming for that. I want one of those crowns.
What's the deal for the special? Where is it going to be?
HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. Gerard is gonna direct it.
Dope.
So yeah, it's going. And that's what I'm saying. We keep it fam.
Name of the family. Keep passing the money around.
Let's pass the money around, along with putting in people that we can, which is, once again, I love about the show, I got a chance to give so many of my friends and legendary actors and actresses I've never worked with before that I've always looked up to do, and I want to continue to do that with the films and the TV shows and everything. So it's gonna be crazy. Angry Birds too. I'm in that. I'm excited about it. It's my first animated motion big picture movie. So that's gonna be great.
Is that a fun process to not have to worry about like being on camera? And
I honestly think it is, to be honest with you, because you just go in there and it's always fun, the voiceover stuff, because the directors are fun, because it's cartoons. They all like, they got energy and stuff. Like, yeah, this is cool. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of different animated stuff lately. So I'm
and then
really
you don't
excited.
have to memorize the script, right?
No, you
it's just right in front of you.
Sometimes they don't even give you everything ahead of time, which I guess that's some secret thing. But no, you get there and they're like, oh, here you go. This is what it is. And I can't wait for my kids to see my voice on something on
That's
the big
dope,
screen.
man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Lil Rel.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, make sure you always come by when you're here.
I love y'all good. Charlamagne texted me like I ain't gonna be here. I'm like, all right, bye.
I still got what to do.
No, but I love y'all. Y'all always dope. This is such a dope show, man. So thanks for having me again.
Appreciate it. It's The Breakfast Club. It's Lil Rel.